Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Jenna Beatty, and I am a once business owner, now stay-at-home mom. Very different. But I have two baby boys, a 3.5-year-old and a 1-year-old, just turned 1 last weekend, so that's super fun. And I was introduced to oils about 6 years ago by my mom. And truth be told, I think that my husband became obsessed with them even before I did. He's a germaphobe, so he was completely in love with On Guard, still is. I don't know what he does with it, but we go through On Guard really, really fast. I was definitely more into like the calming, stress, sleep oils like Balance, Serenity, Copaiba, frankincense, those kinds of things. And then started to get more and more into them as the years went by. And I just was using them for more and more things. But I feel like my real story began when I was pregnant with our second son. And I had just sold my business and I was in full nesting mode at home, you know. And anyone that knows me knows that I have a passion for organization, but also for truth and research. I crave information. And with that, I happened upon some research about artificial food dyes in our food and in everything, really. So that was quite alarming to me. Most common ones were things like red 40, yellow 6, blue 1. You'll see those in just about everything. And I was reading how detrimental they are to us, especially to small children. They cause hyperactivity, various types of cancer, chromosomal damage, thyroid, kidney tumors, asthma, things that are like very prominent in our society, right? So I was like very alarmed. And then, so a little backstory is my husband and I had been buying all organic food for some time already, and mostly staying away from like artificial fragrances and things like Glade and Febreze and things like that. We already knew how bad those were for us. But I knew that I still had some areas that I needed to clean up and some cupboards I needed to go through and things like that. So I proceeded. And I will spare you all of my disturbing findings and skip ahead to what really broke me, was finding red 40 in my prenatals. My doctor prescribed prenatals. And that is the artificial food dye that is most detrimental to young children. They were in my prenatals. So I was giving that to my baby in utero. And to say I was devastated was like an understatement. I mean, here I am pregnant, right? So I'm crying, I'm devastated, I'm livid. I wanted to kill somebody and I didn't know who was like responsible. Like I didn't know who to go after, right? And so our next doctor's appointment was right around the corner. My husband and I went in, I had the bottles in my hand and I asked my doctor, who I love, who delivered both my babies. She had absolutely nothing to say to me. She literally went like this and said that that's what the pharmaceutical reps, you know, they give out what they bring them. And I was like, okay, so you're passing these out and you don't even know what's in them. So it's basically like the pharmaceutical reps that are deciding what I'm feeding my baby. Like, great. So, this was really eye-opening and alarming. And my husband and I left that appointment feeling like we're on our own and we needed to make some big changes going forward, as we realized firsthand that we better not leave our health in anyone else's hands. We better be knowledgeable and research everything that we're putting in and on our bodies and our babies. And if doctors aren't always aware of what exactly they're prescribing you, then like, where does that leave us, you know? And this isn't maybe all doctors, but that was my experience, which led me here. So that's just my story. But long story short, I went to work on my mission to find the best vitamins made from whole foods. And much to my surprise, I came full circle back to doTERRA, the oil company that I had been using all along. Their LLV, they call it, their lifelong vitality vitamins are actually their #1 seller, and I had the most fantastic pregnancy ever from that point on. I had my baby, I bounced back, or I like to say I didn't bounce at all because it was just so amazing. I get everybody in my life on these vitamins. They are completely life-changing. And I decided to start my business 10 days after I delivered because I needed to tell everybody this story. I needed to tell them about essential oils, but also all the other stuff too, because, you know, we have to stick together. We have to share information. It's what I'm passionate about. So now I'm an essential oil educator and mentor, and I'm building my dream business with doTERRA, and I get to share my passion for information with you. So you get a lot of bang for your buck with us. With this team, we are all in. We do much more than just oils. You get the whole enchilada with us. So, by the way, I like to always plug the 2 documentaries that you need to watch if you're interested in any of what I just said: Stink and Secret Ingredients. So Stink is on Netflix. Secret Ingredients is on Prime for $5. You're going to spend the $5 because you need to. It's worth it. It's going to impact you. And if somebody from my team wants to type those in the comments, just in case anyone wants to like screenshot it or something. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about that. So that was my story. That's how I'm here. That's what got me here. And I'm so glad that I get to do this because it's literally my passion, and I've dreamed of doing my passion for a living for quite some time. So here we are. So first I'm going to talk to you about what are essential oils. So essential oils are extracted from plants. They're aromatic compounds, and they're either steam distilled or cold pressed from plants, trees, bark, flowers, the rind of a lemon, things like that. And their purpose is for the medicinal use of man. So essential oils, they're not new. You know, I believe God put what we needed on earth, right? They support the body in dealing with physical, emotional, and chemical stressors. No matter how healthy we are, we cannot get away from these things, right? Essential oils are the most versatile remedies in the world. They are nature's most powerful compounds. Plant medicine works synergistically with our body. Our body knows what to do with plant medicine. So that is why they are very fast acting, right? And then, like I said, you get the whole enchilada with me and my team because we just can't share only about essential oils. So I like to do this little extra part in my classes where I talk about why essential oils. And it kind of goes back to like why I came to essential oils. And these are just some little truth nuggets, if you will, that kind of had me like trying to connect the dots a little bit more. So the US, right? We are the richest country. So, it's pretty alarming that we're also the sickest country, you know. We are now more than ever, aside from the fact that we're in a pandemic right now, we are in a healthcare crisis. Like, this is not new. We've been in a healthcare crisis for quite some time. We as a society are very reactive instead of proactive when it comes to healthcare and you know, wellness and things like that. We're prescription dependent. We have the most prescription drugs, and we still have approximately 250,000 deaths from properly prescribed drugs every year. We spend $6.5 trillion on healthcare, yet there's this huge disconnect between healthcare and wellness, right? We live in a toxic world and we have a huge toxic load. Now, what can we do about this? Well, a lot of it is out of our control right now, but we can do our part in our own home at our own level to reduce our toxic load. And that's with our self-care products, our cleaning products, our food, the food we bring into our home, our medicine cabinet, things like that. So that's where my job comes in educating on empowering tools to support preventative wellness. So, okay, I told everyone to get a piece of paper. So, or, you know, if you use your phone to take notes, I want you to start to think about your top ailments, your top 3 ailments or top 10 ailments, whatever you got, your family, whatever. And these can be things that you might not even be thinking about because you have dealt with them so long that they're just a part of you. You know, I used to get headaches every single day, and I was addicted to Excedrin migraine. I would buy 2 bottles at a time every Target run, and I had them stashed, you know, one in my purse, one in my car, one in my desk, one by my bed, and that was my go-to. I probably was taking them even if I didn't have a headache, just, oh, the caffeine's wearing off, I need more Excedrin migraine. So, you know, but if you had asked me like, oh, what are your ailments? I probably wouldn't have said, oh, I get chronic headaches every single day, you know? So really like be in tune with yourself and start thinking about those things. And if you're brave and want to put any of them in the chat, that would even be greater. So next I'm gonna give the Zoom over to Janet, and she is gonna tell us the 3 most important things about essential oils, which are that they are natural, safe, and effective. Janet?
Hi. Okay, so my name is Janet, and I am a mom and a wife, and I also work full-time, but now I'm not for the time being, working on schooling with my kids, and definitely I love educating from home. So the 3 things about essential oils, as Jenna mentioned, are that they're natural, they're safe, and effective. They are natural. Nothing is taken away and nothing is added. They are completely natural. They're the essence of the plant. There are no addictions, no side effects, only benefits. Something that all of us have had an experience with the essential oils. We've smelled them, we've experienced the oils, and I think the benefits are what keeps driving us to enjoy these oils more and more. The potency of the oils, they're very strong. It's very, 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to approximately 28 cups of peppermint tea. Now, when you're looking at an essential oil bottle, it's so tiny, and I don't have a regular size bottle with me, but I do have a 10 ml with me. So you think about the power that bottle has of natural medicine. Something that we need to know is that they are safe. doTERRA has created a new standard for purity, and it's CPTG, and it stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. Essential oils and supplements and things like that in the wellness industry, they're not monitored, they're not regulated, I should say. And doTERRA has created a standard for purity. They also have used, I want to say, at least 7 different levels of testing to verify the purity of our oils. doTERRA's the world's highest quality essential oils, and they are certified safe for all ages, infants to the elderly, even your pets. So I have actually used them on my dogs when they have a tummy ache, when they're just not looking well. You could tell that they're having digestive issues. I feel comfortable in using essential oils on my dogs. I obviously feel comfortable using them on my children, especially with our Touch line of oils. They have been diluted perfectly that I don't have to worry about, is it too much for their skin? Is it too sensitive? Is their skin too sensitive for these oils? Because I know that they're safe. We are the most tested and trusted essential oils in the world. We are the largest company of essential oils, and that's a big feat in our world because you have so many competing things going on. You can get oils off of Amazon, you can go to Target, you can get oils anywhere, but we are the most tested and the safest, and I feel confident that in using these oils, I know that I'm not putting anything in my body or my family's body that will injure them, will hurt them in some way. With that being said, it's been proven many times over third-party testing that more than 80 to 90% of essential oils on the market have tested positive for adulteration. And that goes back to, you don't know what's in it. You just don't know. There are independent labs where you can send oils and have them tested. But I also know that doTERRA has at least these 7 different layers of testing. They have tested these oils time and time again, and I am confident that they are safe. They are effective, they're fast acting, they're effective, and they're versatile. So when you're experiencing some sort of a digestive issue, I feel comfortable in knowing that I can use a bottle of peppermint to rub on the belly, on your tummy, rub on your children. You can use some Digestin. You can use Roman chamomile, which is one of the most gentle oils out there, along with lavender. So calming and so gentle. You could close your eyes, pick an oil, and you would kind of know that your body needs that oil. So important, because especially when it comes to little kids, they can tell you kind of what they feel in a way here or there, but they don't necessarily know what to use. From very little, our kids know what oils are good for certain ailments, or whatever their body is feeling at the moment. I feel comfortable that they can reach out and touch, grab, actually, out there, you might be able to see a little bit. I have an oil rack. We do have one downstairs in our common area, and I know that my kids can run over there and grab any oil that they want or they think they need, and they are empowered to use these oils. When we say, when in doubt, frank it out, or rose, the king and the queen of oils, you can't go wrong. That's absolutely true. In fact, this is frankincense. Besides helping with concentration and memory, and being one of the oils that we use for meditation and for prayer, frankincense is good for everything. If it's good for baby Jesus, at Christmas time, we know that frankincense was used for, was brought to baby Jesus. It's good enough for us and our family. So, and rose is pretty much the same thing. Rose can be used for any ailment, especially when you're looking to improve your immune system or any kind of skin issues, anything. Those are the best oils. So within 22 seconds, the benefits of the essential oil, they reach the brain. Within 2 minutes, they reach the bloodstream. And in 20 minutes, they can be found in every cell of the body. So oils contain hundreds of different compounds, providing a complex and versatile ability to combat threats without building up resistance. So if you go to use some sort of, gosh, I don't know, I want to say like Tylenol or an Advil, there comes a point in time where your body has built up this tolerance that you're going to need a little bit more. You might need to use them a little bit more frequently. You might have to alternate 2 different kinds of medications. Oils can be used. You can use Digestin, which is one of our digestive blends. You can use peppermint. You can use some cilantro. You can use ginger. There are so many different oils, and you just have to become aware of what your body is wanting. You definitely start learning more about your body and what you're needing, what you're craving. And in that same vein, you can go to your oils, and you should feel empowered to use different oils for different situations. They are nature. They meet your body's needs, and your body heals itself. So they support our body. That doesn't mean you can just run out and grab fast food every night and not worry about what you're putting into your body. But it does help you become more aware of what you're putting into your body. And you should start paying attention to how you feel, especially when you start taking these vitamins. It's amazing that how your body heals when you're putting good things into your body, or when you're putting good things on your body. Essential oils pass through the cell membrane where prescription drugs do not. So there are certain oils like frankincense that cross that blood-brain barrier. Barrier. So they reach your brain, whereas some drugs do not. You are able to not have that reliance, that dependence on some pretty addicting drugs, which is really important because we don't know, and we don't know people's past, we don't know their histories, we don't know their family history. A lot of times we don't want to introduce something that could potentially steer them into a dangerous direction. We know that these oils are good, and we know that they will affect our bodies in a good way. So we use antibiotics all the time and for everything. So oregano, which is one of our natural antibiotics, they can penetrate viruses that live inside of our cells. So when some people can't use antibiotics or certain antibiotics for their ailments, they don't know where to turn to, but they need to take care of this ailment, they can easily turn to an essential oil, like in this case, oregano, and they're able to get the benefits and kill the virus and in turn support their body. They work on the root causes on a cellular level. Our bodies are doing the work, they're supporting our bodies. So they are cost effective. So the regular 15 ml bottles, they have approximately 250 drops. When you're using just 1 drop of oil, in this case, like let's say your child has an earache, you're using 1 drop of oil of 2 different oils. You're paying cents per bottle for an ailment. You would drop, I would say, lavender and melaleuca, and you would rub it right around their ear. And then that way you're using just cents. You're not worried about spending gas. You don't want to spend time or make that effort and take your child to the doctor, especially in today's environment, because they may or may not even get your child in for that earache. And in this way, you are able to help your child soothe their pain. They're able to sleep through the night. You wake up when they wake up in the morning, the pain is gone, and you don't have to worry about that whole hassle of taking them to the doctor, making the appointment, driving them there, bringing your other kids along. So for us, they save us time, they save us money, and they save mama a lot of stress. In the meantime, I have applied these oils onto myself if I'm going through that situation with my kids. They have plenty of times, and I feel so much better and so much more empowered to use these oils. I think that's
awesome. Thank you. And so next we are going to have Jeanette talk about why doTERRA.
We're going to trick you tonight. So there's Janet and then there's a
Jeanette.
Yes. We're going to play games.
We got Janet, Jeanette, and Jenna.
Yeah. I just want to add real quick. So you know how we were talking about frankincense and rose? So my son split his eyebrow open today playing outside with my husband. It's his fault for sure. And I immediately was like, oh my God, what am I going to put on this? And I remembered I had a frankincense touch roller and a rose touch roller. And I know that those both are really good for skin. So I immediately put it on him. And as soon as I put the rose on, he said, Mom, it doesn't hurt anymore. And it just made me so happy, because then it makes me know that these oils are doing what they need to do. So when in doubt, and then I put the frankincense on, of course, because like when in doubt, frank it out, you know. So, but my portion is that I just wanted to share why doTERRA. You know, you as a buyer have a lot of different choices out there on who to buy from. But sometimes I think we need to stop for a second and do a little bit of research and understand what separates all these companies from one another. And like Janet mentioned, doTERRA does have a standard, and that standard is their CPTG standard, and it stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. Say that 10 times fast. And what that essentially means is that when doTERRA goes out to source these products, they're sourcing them from plants and fruits, but that are indigenous to where they're from. Lavender, for instance. I could buy lavender from Home Depot and grow it in my backyard, right? But that's not where it's like gonna grow at its max potency. I can't say it. Max, how do you say that? Potency, there we go. So doTERRA takes a look at the regions and sees where they're indigenous from. So lavender, for instance, would be sourced from France. And so frankincense, you know, there's different areas where they're sourcing these products, but when they're sourcing them, they're not just like grabbing and going. they're investing into that region and investing with the farmers and those families that are farming and really giving back to the communities and giving back to them. So that way they're replenishing, they're supporting, they're making sure, because for doTERRA, when they're investing in these farmers and these families, they're ensuring the quality of the product that's coming back. And they do that by making sure that they're free of fillers, free of pesticides, free of foreign contaminants. There's some oils out there that are not sourced that way. And they use brokers to kind of be the middleman between the company and the farmers weren't getting paid up front. And so they were doing shortcuts. And doTERRA said, you know what, we're not going to do that. We're going to take a different approach, and we're going to pay them directly, so that way we know that our product's being taken care for and harvested in the right ways. So they do really stringent testing, third-party testing at that. So that way it's out of their hands for every single batch that they produce, just to make sure that they're super potent, super powerful, and that they're not going to have any side effects. In reality, they're going to have a lot of side benefits, you know? And doTERRA is really transparent with their products, and they're transparent with their, CPTG standard. And one of the ways that they do this is they put these barcodes right here on all of their products. So that way, if there is an issue, they know what batch it came from, because each batch has this barcode, and then they can ensure that, it's all good. A really interesting video that I love to watch, and I could watch it a million times over, is the source2you.com website. If somebody can maybe put that in the chat for me, that would be awesome. It's a really interesting video to watch, because you realize that even as big as doTERRA is, they still care about everybody involved. So, there's something to be said with doTERRA. Even though they're one of the largest and most successful MLMs in America, no other company can really financially do the testing that doTERRA does. They set the standard. They really set the bar really, really high. And they're really committed to bridging the gap between science and the essential oils. They actually, even for my kids, now that they're home, they have a really cool science kit for kids that they can do. And we get to do like little science experiments with the oils all the time. So that's just one of the fun ways that they really do bring science and just the healthiness that the oils bring to your home. So because as much that they put into the science, it really does mean that they're backing their product, and they're integrating healthcare with it too. So I'm going to go into real quickly to teach you 3 ways on how to use essential oils. So the first way is aromatically. Okay, so aromatically means you can use like a diffuser. Okay, so the diffuser, you just fill it up with water. It doesn't have to be bottled water or anything like that. It could be water from the sink, and you just fill it up to like the little red line that's in here. Put a couple drops of oil in. This one doesn't take too many drops, maybe like 5 drops in total. And this is for like my daughter's room, but then we have like a really big one downstairs that we diffuse too. And that one takes some extra oils, but do what feels comfortable for you. Maybe you want a little bit less or a little bit more. You really can't go wrong. It's really a personal thing. So the biggest point with the aromatic diffusing oils is that it's going to clean the pathogens in the air. It's going to open up airways. It's going to change your mood. Sometimes I'll wake up in the morning because maybe I didn't sleep very well, and I'll put a certain blend that's just going to make me kind of peaceful. Or if I know that my kids are getting kind of rowdy in the middle of the day, I'll swap it out and put kind of like a different blend in to kind of tone down the level in the house so I can finish working for the day. And it's a really good way to replace those synthetic fragrances that are in your home. So my husband, for instance, is like obsessed with candles. Well, we don't have candles in the house anymore because a lot of those candles are made with synthetics. And so we just use the diffuser now. Same thing goes with like air fresheners. All those 8-blade plugins that you have plugged in throughout the house, that's sending off like a lot of synthetic chemicals that can really affect your airways. Me being asthmatic, I've always had them in my home. I've always suffered from asthma to the point where I've had to get like steroid shots because I couldn't breathe. And I really noticed a difference when I took all of those out and replaced it with diffusers. I wasn't having these asthma attacks anymore. And same thing with perfumes. a lot of perfumes, even like the really expensive ones, they're made with synthetic fragrances and it's not good for you. So my perfume is in these rollers, you know, I just rub it on, and like the rose, for instance, I rub that on. Oh my God, and it smells so good. We have the Precious Petals collection right now for Mother's Day, and the Blue Lotus is like everything. Another way to aromatically for oils is like these little inhalers. You can get these on Amazon, and they come with like a cotton swab on the inside, but I don't know where that cotton swab came from, so I toss it and I put in pink Himalayan salt, and then about 20 to 30 drops. I use our Breathe oil because I have asthma, and so this has replaced my medical inhaler, and I just smell it like this. And honestly, it helps. Like, I don't have to take my inhaler anymore. Another way is just pop off the top of your bottle and inhale it that way. And it smells so good. You could also do it like in a steam mug, you know, if you're having some sinus or allergies, anything like that. We do that with my husband all the time. Another good way is that, like, for my kids, when it's night time, I have this really cool sleep spray. So I just shake it up and spritz it all over their pillows, their blanket, and they go to bed, and then I get my time to watch like Ozark and all the shows that I love and all my Real Housewives shows. Another way to take it too is just putting a drop in your hand and then rubbing your hands together and inhaling it that way. Some people like to kind of go like this, and that's a really good way. For me, like, my hands, they kept perfect between over my mouth and my nose. And so, like, whenever I have any asthma-induced attacks, that's a really good way to handle it. Okay, so the next way is topically. So a few of the different ways that you can put oils on and where the places that they're affect, it depends on the oils that you're using for the different type of ailment that you're trying to treat. So in general, usually your feet are the most porous part of your whole body. So your feet are a really good spot to put the oils on. The spine is another good area because you have a lot of nerve endings there. So like fevers, I rub it up and down my son's spine anytime he gets a fever. The back of the neck and pulse points. So here, pulse points here, headaches, like this is a really good pulse point. And then the roof of your mouth is a really good pulse point as well. So any headaches, frankincense, stick it on the roof of your mouth. Works wonders. So topically, the goal is you're having overall body support and targeted support. And the way that we do this is that we make custom blends to really kind of help with the ailment that you may be having. So for tonight's call, I have energy and liquid Xanax. I feel like this is every mom's dream right now with everything going on. I need the energy in the morning, and then I need my liquid Xanax throughout the day to kind of keep me calm for the sake of my children and my husband and my dad, who's living with us too right now. So, you know, there's a lot of different roller blends that you can make. You know, definitely reach out to the person who invited you tonight and kind of get more specifics on what to blend, but you really can't go wrong. Like, no matter what oil you grab off the shelf, it's going to work for something, you know, and so you could use it for anything. So most of the time, like when we use it either in a roller bottle or on ourselves, you want to dilute it because like Janet said, the oil's super concentrated. So like 1 drop of the peppermint oil is the 28 cups of tea. So our body, I mean, we have a lot of surface area to cover, some more than others. So you want to dilute it with a carrier oil. And so like doTERRA has fractionated coconut oil. I like to use like MCT oil as well. You can get that at Costco. It's really inexpensive. It's like $22, I think, for the 2 really big containers of it. And you just dilute it with the carrier oil and spread it around. I'll do back massages for my husband with a few different oils and just use the carrier oil. Anything for your face, you want to use like emu oil or jojoba oil. There's another one. Oh, and vitamin E, or you could use vitamin E oil. Some oils, like the Breathe oil, for instance, like I could put that in my hands and like rub it on my chest and use it neat. But some oils, like oregano, that's a hot oil. And so that oil, you have to dilute it if you're going to put it topically on anybody. Especially with smaller children, you're going to dilute it more than with an adult. With the adults, you don't have to dilute it as much. So just always keep that in mind. And we have like these cute little recipe cards that tells you exactly how to dilute it and everything as well. So just, so oregano and clove are two that are kind of hot oils I just want to be more careful with. Sometimes I've had friends that have accidentally gotten the oregano oil on them and it burns. But don't put water on it because water drives in the oil faster and harder. So just put a carrier oil on, like olive oil if you're in the kitchen, or if you have your fractionated coconut oil next to you, you can use that. Or like if you get oil in your eye, which has happened to me, I put milk in my eye or the fractionated coconut oil in my eye. I was popping something off and it like splashed in my face and it hurt so bad. And so that's part of the irritation piece. Now, if you want to have the oils drive in a little bit deeper, like if you want to use the deep blue, put it on and then jump in the shower. I mean, that's a good way to do it. So, or my son, for instance, he gets a lot of growing pains. So we put the oils in Epsom salt and mix it in the Epsom salt and then throw it in the tub. And then he can like kind of soak and play in there. And then he's getting the benefit of the oils, because if you just put the oils directly on the water, it just sits on the surface and it doesn't absorb. So that's kind of like doing a detox bath. Okay, the third way is internally. So I love taking oils internally. A lot of them are natural detoxifier. So for instance, I have my water bottle with me all the time, stainless steel, and my go-to combo is lemon and grapefruit. My son's is just lemon. My daughter's is wild orange, and my husband's is lime and grapefruit. That's his favorite. And they're all really good combinations. Some people, if you want to make some tea, put some lavender in your tea. That would be really good. But essentially, when you take them internally, they're giving you overall cellular support, and it's really healing you from the inside out. So 1 to 2 drops is just very healing modality. So some supplemental facts, you'll find them on the back of the oils. Let me see. So this one. So just like a label from like the grocery store, like on your food product, if it has this on the back, you can take it internally. If it doesn't, you cannot. So lavender, you can take internally, but like our Serenity blend, you cannot take that internally. So just be cautious. And when you take them internally, so like frankincense, I could just put on the roof of my mouth. That's an oil that you can take internally. Or you have these veggie caps that are really cool. And the veggie caps, you take your oils and you literally put them, that's what the veggie cap looks like. And then you open it and you just put the oils right in, and then you take it and you seal it back up, and then you take it that way. And that's a really good way to take oils internally. You can do like immune blends, or we have like one that's called Flume. That's really good for when you have like any flu-like symptoms. That's like one of my favorite ones. I pre-mix it and then I just put 6 drops in there and just pop it in, and I'm good. And you could do it for allergies too, with lemon, peppermint, and lavender. So like I mentioned, frankincense is really good for the roof of your mouth. Copaiba is another one to put underneath your tongue. Like if you have any anxiety, same thing with frankincense for anxiety. So headache, roof of mouth, peppermint, you can put it in your water to kind of keep you cool if you're going to be working out really hard, or just if you want to reduce your toxic load even more, instead of chewing gum, just pop a drop of peppermint in your mouth, and that freshens your breath. Oh, and the best way to get oils internally is on our vitamins. So our LLV, the Lifelong Vitality Pack that Jenna was talking about, that is the best way to take vitamins internally. And let me tell you, it's really transformed my life. It's made me a better mom. It's made me a better just in all. And Becky's going to kind of talk a little bit about the LLV.
That was beautiful. Love it so much. And now, Becky, you're going to
Thank you. I will just
Vitality Pack.
I will just try to add on what both Jeanette and Jen have talked about, the vitamins. But this trio of supplements comes in a box like this, and it includes vitamins, minerals, omegas, antioxidants, and cellular support. And like Jenna said, it is doTERRA's top-selling product. And if you go on our Facebook group, Obsessed with Essentials, and you type in LLV, you will be amazed at the testimonials that you're going to read about. It is, if you've got overall pain and inflammation, you'll be surprised. It's going to lessen. Sometimes it even disappears. And people that have chronic diseases like diabetes, they find that their blood sugars stabilize on these vitamins and they can get off some of their meds. And people that are suffering from the common things like what Jenna was talking about, she had headaches every day, but you know, it just became just this way of life, and it's not supposed to be that way. We're not supposed to suffer from fatigue and sluggishness and brain fog and mom brain and menopause brain and all of that. You know, that's not the normal state of being. And people are finding that these things are lifting by using the vitamins. So for me, the biggest thing that I noticed, my little testimony was for energy and mood support. And this was when I was helping Jenna. Jenna is my daughter, and she was in another state, so I came and lived with the family for a while, right before Wyatt, her youngest, was born. And I had my dogs with me, and so, you know, just involved in the busy life that I wasn't used to down there, and trying to keep the dogs from turning and biting Duke and all that. It was just very stressful, and I was not myself. I was tired and cranky and thinking, oh my God, how am I going to last for 3 months down here? And Jenna was like, Mom, what's going on with you? And why aren't you taking the doTERRA vitamins? And it was like a light bulb went off. I was using the oils and getting, you know, all the benefit from them, but I wasn't getting that, you know, internal boost that I needed. So I started to take them, and after about a week, I was like back to my old self, a new woman. You know, everybody noticed the change, and I had my energy back, had my life back. Dr. Axe is a huge fan of these supplements, and he touts them all the time, and it's mainly because they are made with whole foods. The vitamins and minerals come from whole foods instead of rocks and salt minerals that are filled in so many vitamins that you can just, you know, buy off the counter. And your body doesn't know what to do with those. But the whole foods, your body just absorbs it, just like you're eating food. And so you get way more out of that. And well, why do we need more supplement? You know, why can't we get it from the food that we eat? And, you know, that's just because of the farming practices. It's changed so much, and our soil are being stripped of the, you know, vitamins and all the good minerals that are in the soil just aren't there as much as they used to be. And then you've got the GMOs, crops that are just sprayed so heavily with a pesticide. And even if you buy non-GMO, you know, you've got this crossover, and you know, we don't really know what we're eating, but we're not getting enough anymore. And we have to remember, it's important to remember that when we eat something, we're either feeding disease or we're fighting disease. And doTERRA is so confident in the purity and the potency of these vitamins that they've offered a 30-day money-back guarantee, even if the bottles are empty. But quickly, I want to tell you about the two other supplements, which is Terrazyme and the PB Assist. And together with the vitamins, it's really considered a fantastic foundation to health. The PB Assist is, of course, the probiotic. Also includes a prebiotic, which is really important. You need the prebiotic to feed the good bacteria too. And so this has a blend, and it's in a special encapsulation that gets all the way down to your stomach before it dissolves. So we've all heard about gut health and how important that is. And you may not know, though, that they've discovered that the gut is the brain of the immune system and the communication that goes on there, and it's just so important. And if you've gone through any extended medical treatments or chemotherapy or been on antibiotic, you know, more than, well, even once a year is really a lot, then your gut is suffering and you need to bring it back to balance. So that's what the PB Assist for. You just take one in the morning, and it's going to really help your bacteria flora. And the last but the best is Terrazyme. This is like the super supplement, and it's an enzyme. And enzymes are proteins, and we need these. Everybody needs these for building. They're proteins that build and maintain and repair your cells. That's what I'm trying to say. And all living organisms require enzymes. So your body makes enzymes, and you get enzymes from food. But again, the food system being what it is, we're not getting enough. And then if your body's not functioning and your gut is not optimal, then the enzymes aren't being produced. So the Terrazyme is helpful in two ways. You can take it with food, really helps your digestive system to absorb the nutrients from the food, and freeze it up because you're giving it plenty of enzymes. So it frees it up to produce more enzymes for your digestive system and also systemically. Because they work kind of in different ways. So you can also take it on an empty stomach, which then your digestive system isn't working right now. So boom, it can just start to produce those enzymes that are going to be the metabolic ones that go through your whole body and really help to control inflammation, which is just at the root of everything. So I take 2 in the morning when I first open my eyes, so on an empty stomach, and then I take 2 at night on an empty stomach when I go to bed, and then I take 1 or 2 depending on what I'm eating, but I don't feel like I have a lot of digestive issues, so I just take 1 with my food. And you know, I think I've got such a great start to my day with these supplements. So I want to challenge you to maybe consider just to try them, especially with the money back guarantee on the lifelong vitality. But just give it a try for a month or 6 weeks and see if it doesn't make a really big difference in your life and in your health. So back to you.
Beautiful. Love it. And love the lifelong vitality for sure. It's definitely, I think we have the most testimonies on the LLV. It's really, really been incredible. So, I want to quickly just zip through the top 10 oils. I feel like that is where most people start with an enrollment kit or what have you. The top 10 oils are the most versatile. You want to have those on hand. They can do so much, even if you've never got another oil outside of that. Well, really, you should get the top 15, the top 10, and then like the next 5 or whatever of my choices. But I want to see if everyone's been working on their ailments. And I want you right now to take a moment and text the person that invited you onto this call. They might be on the call with you, they might not be, or that person might be me. Text your person your top ailments. Okay, because we are going to work, that's how we're going to work with you on finding some natural solutions to these things. So text your person your top ailments right now, and then I am going to share my screen if the technology gods are good to me. Oh my gosh, they're doing bedtime in the next room and it's pretty hysterical. Okay, so I want to put this up. And then, oh, no. Okay, work with me. I'm going to get it set up right before I share the screen so I can spare you guys my fumbles here. Okay. Sorry, share screen. Okay. Okay, so first I'm going to put the top 10 oils. So peppermint we talked about a lot, relieves headaches, increases energy, cooling, oral health, suppresses cravings, reduces allergies. This is a great allergy blend, lemon, lavender, peppermint. Lemon, great detoxifier, great cleaner. Mix it with On Guard for a throat spray, which I have made. Everyone gets a throat spray. Oh, and I added a little bit of zinc to it because somebody has said that zinc is really good for something floating around right now. So I made a little On Guard zinc throat spray, and then lavender, all things relaxing, sleep, soothing, burns, sunburns, skin irritations, teeth grinding, teething, cuts, wounds, just lavender is so amazing. Tea tree, same thing, cleansing, purifying, acne, blemishes, great for skincare. We use it in our immunity blends, nail, foot fungus, eczema, cuts, scrapes, that mixed with lavender. You cannot go wrong with those two. That's frankincense, lavender, tea tree is our owie blend. Really good to add it into your shampoo, all kinds of like scalp issues. It helps your hair grow. Oregano is definitely our all-natural antibiotic. It's the one that can penetrate inside the cells and get to the virus. So it's antiviral, antibacterial. Warts, you can remove warts. That's another huge, we've got so many testimonies about taking off warts with oregano. It's amazing. Worms, parasites, staph, MRSA, UTI, sinus infections. This is a hot oil. You want to heavily dilute this. If you're going to take it internally, you want to put it in a veggie cap and even add like a little squirt of fractionated coconut oil. Oregano is one of my favorite oils. Actually, I'm like the only one who loves the smell of it. I always add it to my pasta, sauces, my pizza, whatever. Oh my God. Love it. Frankincense, when in doubt, frank it out. Frankincense, where's my Frankie boy? Frankincense over your heart and a drop under your tongue every day. Just trust me. On Guard, my hubby's favorite. I don't know what he does with it. He wants an On Guard body wash. Okay. So I married, guys. Kills germs, enhances immunity, autoimmune support, get well faster, natural hand sanitizer. All natural hand sanitizer, guys. And the great thing is that you can refill these. You can remake and refill everything. It's so cool. We make our own hand soaps, mouthwash. We use the toothpaste, the mouth. We use it all. We're hooked. Breathe, we talked about that. That's our respiratory blend. One thing we didn't mention too is anything that has to do with the head. So congestion or mental, like stress or really good sleep or anything like that, rub the oil, or like if you have a roller, put it on the bottom of the big toe. The big toe is the brain on the Chinese foot chart. So anything to do with the head, you want to put your oil on that big toe. It's amazing. Snoring, we have a great snoring blend, bottom of the big toe. So Digestin, great for all things tummy, nausea, motion sickness, morning sickness, sinus congestion. Also, that's another bonus. You can put it on the bridge of your nose as well as Breathe, but it's interesting. This one works really well too. And then Deep Blue. So Deep Blue also comes in a cream form. I'm looking, I didn't set myself up for some reason, but I normally have it here to show you. Really, really great. See, it's different from other ones on the market, such as like, you know, Bengay or Icy Hot or things. Those are mainly, they're just kind of like numbing the surface. They're just very topical. This is actually going down cellular level. All oils work on a cellular level. The ingredients are very clean, and it actually goes in not just to mask the pain, but it's got frankincense in there and everything to really reduce the inflammation and really help your body heal whatever it is that's causing you pain. Really great to get into a hot bath or a hot shower with Deep Blue to really heighten the, you know, drive the oils in deeper. That one's really great. And then I wanted to throw this up here. This is like one of my favorite little PDFs because it's really small. Can I make it bigger? Oh, there we go. Look at that. It did something good. I love that it kind of says different like over-the-counter stuff that we might be used to using. So it's kind of neat, like you can kind of see what you might try replacing it with. And that was kind of really our start to oils, is we just first tried the oils and like, I'm not going to suffer if I have a headache, and 9 times out of 10 my oils work. Occasionally they don't, if it's like super, super bad. So, you know, I do keep, you know, ibuprofen on hand, dye-free ibuprofen. See, we try to like just get the lesser of two evils, start to look at things like that. Back to like my food dye stuff, and it goes way beyond that, but I like to educate on that, is anything with color, look and see what the color is. It should be something natural, or it should just be a clear product, because most of these things don't need color. So ibuprofen, there's a dye-free version, doesn't need to be red. Nothing needs to be red. So if you guys want to screenshot this, we can also send this to you in a PDF. So if you reach out to the person that invited you on this call, we can provide this to you. But then I wanted to, let me stop sharing for a second and go back over here. So next, okay, so text your person, your ailments. Hopefully everyone has done that. And then I want to talk about how you can get oils in your home, because I know that you're dying to know how to do that. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about the membership. So what you get with the doTERRA membership, it works just like, you know, an Amazon or Costco membership. So you get your membership, and then you can shop at your own discretion for 25% off retail. You get our prices, you know, and then with that, you get, it's the most cost-effective way to get your oils. And with that, you get a community. You get us, you get me as your oil gal, or whoever invited you onto this call. You get us making sure that you know how to use your oils forever. You know, you can text some of us at 2 a.m. I'm up. I don't know why. I'm obsessed with this business. I am answering DMs on Instagram all through the night. I'm a little bit crazy about it, but you will never not know how to use your oils. And I think that's the biggest reason why doTERRA does their business this way, is because you're not going to get that kind of support, you know, buying it off the shelf at Sprouts or something like that. So you get support, you get a community. You get our Facebook group with over 4,000 people already. It's growing substantially by the minute, it seems, where we share our testimonials, we share our recipes, we share our, you know, dilution charts and videos on how to make a roller, and videos on pain management, videos on Symphony of the Cells, videos on, you know, oils for babies. And we have ebooks that our team has created. Like, our team is something really special. We are so passionate about oils that we really go all out, and it's all on our Facebook group for you guys to, you know, enjoy and learn about constantly when you're a member with us. So, so you always get a custom welcome package when you sign up with us. You're going to get a set of rollers, you're going to get recipe charts and everything that you need. You're also going to get a digital copy of our favorite advanced oil magic book. This thing you can look up every by ailment or by oil. It's really, really, this is like our holy grail. So we were able to get our hands on a digital copy for free so that we can just like email you that right away. And then, you know, there's no limits, there's no minimums. You don't have to purchase every month or anything like that. There's no like catches or anything weird like that. But doTERRA does offer great promos monthly that you can take advantage of or not. And then, so yeah, so that is what it's like to become a member. And then I do have, let me see, I'm going to get really good at this, you guys, one of these days, I promise. We do have, I just want to show you the specials for this month. Okay, go here and then, no, I did that wrong. Okay. Share screen again. Some people just are so swift at this and I'm like, okay, wait, click, click, click. Okay, you guys can see my screen? Okay. Okay, so this is our most popular starter kit. This is the Healthy Start Kit. You get the top 10 oils in the 5 ml size, and you get our little Brevi diffuser that is so cute. I love this one. This is great for like right beside your bed or on your desk or in your bathroom. I love this one. And you get the top 10. So this you can really you can do so much with the top 10. And we give you this whole recipe chart of like all the different things that you can do with just the top 10 oils. So this one's a great place to start. Another great place to start is the Healthy Habits, which includes the vitamins that we've talked about, and then the Deep Blue Rub, and then the top 5 oils. You're going to get lavender, frankincense, balance. My favorite is balance, lemon, and On Guard. So this is one of the kits that I sell a lot of. We all do, but I really like to, I'm very passionate about the vitamins. So I think like you sell more of like what you're passionate about. So this one's a really good option too. This one is again, the top 10 oils and in the 15 milliliter size in the regular size. So 200, I think that's a little bit more, but 250 drops. The other one is 85 drops. And then you get this beautiful new version of the petal diffuser. I love this one. And then we do have other options too. I won't go into all of them. You can always text or communicate with the person that invited you on this call to learn more. But this is a very special, it's a very special this month only. And these are great price points. So I just want to like dive into these. doTERRA is really feeling the desire that most people have right now with everything that's going on. And people want to get oils in their home. They want to have natural options. They don't want to have to leave the house, that kind of thing. And everyone just got their stimulus checks. I'm just kidding. But these are some great price points to get started. And this one in particular, oh my gosh, if I was going to start right now, this is the one I would get. You get Adaptive, which is our amazing calming blend. Breathe, Copaiba, which is our CBD of essential oils. I take that internally every day. You get frankincense, lavender, lemon, peppermint. You can do so much with this. It's a nice price point of $150. And then because we do have a certain promo going, because I'm personally doing Diamond Club this month, which means that I can give you guys a Citrus Bliss or a Citrus Bliss and Adaptive, depending on the kit that you choose. So most of the kits are going to qualify for this Citrus Bliss. So when you're looking at these, both of these would qualify. So you want to like paste in a little Citrus Bliss right here, that would be added to your kit. So these are just some options. And of course there are more options. And then depending on like your needs or what's going on with your ailments and things like that, we can better tailor, depending on your budget and all of that. There's like an option for everybody. But these enrollment kits waive the wholesale fee for the year. So it gives you that membership for free. You have that for the entire year. You have us as your oil gal, your oil team. You get access to our private Facebook group. You get all of our, the book and our custom welcome package and all access to all of our videos and everything. So the next thing that I always like to end with just saying, what this business has done for me. And, when I had my experience that really like pushed me into oils further as a lifestyle and everything, I texted, my friend that I got started with how many years ago. And I said, I really want to share this, and I'm a stay-at-home mom now, and I need to find kind of like a home gig, and I think that I have a passion for this and I really want to do this as a business. And she replied back to me. She's like, I've been waiting for you. I knew you were going to sell, and I thought you were going to build an incredible business with doTERRA, and I've just been waiting for you. And I said, why didn't you say anything? And she's like, no, that's not how, we roll in doTERRA. That's not doTERRA's culture. We don't push anyone. And, I knew that if it was in your heart, you would come around and you would tell me. And I was like, oh my gosh, well, for me, if she had told me 2 years ago, like, hey, I think that you should like look into this as a business, I probably would have done it. So I just kind of wanted to always just let people know that there is an amazing opportunity here. And we have a whole nother video that's actually really good that we made that goes over the business in detail. This is an amazing company and their structure is very different. You know, we are an MLM. We are the biggest in the States, which is not like just a brush it off kind of thing. Like that's like a really good accomplishment. It's meaningful. And our structure is very different. You know, not all business models are created equal. Not all MLMs are created equal. And there is, you know, I owned a business for 12 years. And so their business model really intrigued me. And I know what it's like to have a brick and mortar and all that entails. And so I just, you know, I make a point to end my classes with, if you have any kind of desire to have a stay-at-home business, if you have any kind of desire for natural health, natural living, you know, if you were thinking about, oh, wow, these oils would be really good for so-and-so or so-and-so in your life, you know, let us know. We can send you the video. No harm, no foul. You can check it out. It's a really good video, very informative, and you'll have that feeling or not, like I do. You know, with everything, we either have a feeling or we don't, right? And that's kind of how we know. So I just wanted to end with that. Go ahead and make sure that you're communicating with your person that invited you on this call so they can follow up with you and make sure that your questions have been answered. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If we have any last minute questions, we can hang out in the chat or you can unmute yourself. I should have said you guys can unmute yourself anytime. All right. Oh, of course. Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, good. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you all so much. Bye.